Hey guys, what's up? Lumpy IceCream here with the first video of 2020 and something that I wanted to try out. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I've been wanting to get into sort of fantasy booking videos, not just for WWE, but for some movies, TV shows, other things. And I've had this video scripted out for a while. However, due to technical difficulties, I haven't been able to get this video out, and as a result, some of the booking I have here is very much out of date. But I loved what I wrote so much, not to toot my own horn, but I wanted to get it out there. And it's a bit of a nothing video because, as I said, some of the booking is outdated. I wrote this sort of after the Royal Rumble, some bits leading up to the Rumble, but most of it after that and after Portland, Oregon. Takeover Portland. It's been a while since I made a video, guys, so I'm going to be a little rusty. Plus, I'm trying out some new territory with this fantasy booking stuff. So, if I slip up here and there, please do forgive me. So yeah, we are going to be fantasy booking Wrestlemania 36. Again, some outdated information. Basically, Elimination Chamber and Super Showdown came along and sort of swept some of my some of the stuff away that I wanted to do. But nonetheless, guys, we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen for this video, and this is how WWE should have / should book WrestleMania 36. If the show's even going to go ahead. Who knows? We're in crazy times right now. So yeah, guys, here we go. We're going to get this started. We've got 15 matches on the card with a surprise sort of brawl match. I haven't really figured out the logistics of it. So let's get into it. We're going to be here for a little bit because I want to explain the lead up and build up to these feuds and sort of the aftermath. So first up, we've got the kickoff show. We've got 3 matches. We're not going to overstuff that. We're not going to have a 2-hour-long kickoff show. I think that's ridiculous. I think if we are going to have a 2-hour kickoff show, we're going to pack it with some stuffed matches. So first up, we've got the men's battle royal. Now I'm ditching the Andre the Giant concept. It's great that they're paying respect to such a huge legend that didn't really get his dues, so to speak, in the WWE. My opinion, anyway. But Andre was obviously a larger-than-life character, and it's great that they're doing that, but the Andre the Giant Battle Royal has never been as prestigious as what they might want you to think. When Cesaro won it, the first one, back at WrestleMania 30, it was a big deal, huge. And then the next year, it was put straight on the kickoff show. It's been a bit of a nothing thing. There's been some winners out of nowhere. Mojo Rawley, for fuck's sake. Come on. So, yeah, I'd ditch that entirely. And I'd have this be a battle royal for the 24/7 championship. Now, the 24/7 title has sort of fallen into sort of obscurity with the whole Fox USA thing. Because USA Network came up with the concept, they're obviously they don't want it to appear on the Fox shows, which I think it just really damages the title because it's supposed to be 24/7. So when it just so happens to not show up on a Friday night, something's going on. But anyway, it didn't have any sort of presence at the Royal Rumble, which I felt was a huge missed opportunity. So here you give it a big battle royal. You get everyone in the ring, not everyone, but you bring in some sort of sillier legends to have a shot at the title. You bring in sort of some NXT guys, maybe that'd be fun. Some 205 guys. Is 205 still a thing? I don't even know. But I would have it be won by Rusev, if Rusev is still even with the company. Who knows what the deal is with Rusev. But at the time, I put Rusev in as the winner because I think Rusev could have a lot of fun with the belt. Plus, it gives Rusev something to do. We can see him like living a womanizer lifestyle. I'd have him sort of go on a big sort of spree with the belt, it'd be great. Sort of like the Rusev Day sort of thing, 24. I think it works. Plus, like, back with the Hardcore Championship, which this is obviously a more tame version of, you had some legitimate stars holding that. Kane, Big Show, Mick Foley was the first ever champion. So I think that R-Truth has done wonders for the belt, but I think it needs a little more steam and needs to be taken a bit more seriously. You can still have some fun with it. Like I said, Rusev is very much an athlete to be taken seriously, yet he gets the entertainment side of sports entertainment. So I'd have Rusev win the 24/7 Battle Royal. Next up, and I really didn't want to put this on the kickoff show, but looking at the stat card, it had to go here. And I would have a 7-man ladder match for the United States Championship. Andrade would walk in the champion, as he currently is at the time of filming. And in that match, I would put Aleister Black, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander, Humberto Carrillo, Ricochet, and Shelton Benjamin. The reason I've gone for those is because I think they can have an outstanding match. Obviously, with Andrade, Angel, and Humberto, there's already a natural progression there. They're involved in a feud currently, so I think they could slot into that match really, really effortlessly. I told you guys, it's been a while. Aleister Black, I think he's coming off hot from Elimination Chamber, which I would keep that match. So slide him in there. Cedric Alexander has had sort of nothing to do for a while, and apparently Heyman is really, really up on him. So put him in here. Ricochet, you can't go wrong in a ladder match with Ricochet. And he needs a little bit of his momentum back after the last few weeks. Yeah. And Shelton Benjamin, an absolute genius in the ring, a legend when it comes to multi-man ladder matches at WrestleMania. Obviously, he's competed in most, I can't remember if it was all, but it's most of the Money in the Bank matches that took place at Mania, he was in. So you're guaranteed gold, pardon the pun there. But yeah, I would have Andrade walk in and out the champion. I'd probably have Humberto and Angel sort of take each other out. Obviously, Angel sort of aligned with Andrade, kind of. It's a loose sort of thing. So I'd have Andrade be a bit sneaky and sort of come out on top there. I'd have him hold the belt until SummerSlam, and I'd build up Aleister Black through these next few months to take the US belt from Andrade at SummerSlam. I think that would be really good. Obviously, mirroring what they've done in NXT, it'd be huge. It'd be really great to see that on the big stage at SummerSlam. So Andrade wins the US ladder match. Next up is the Women's Battle Royal. Now, I'm going to get a bit of flack for this, but there will be no Women's Tag Team Championship match at Mania. In my booking, anyway. There probably will be. In fact, on the rumor mill currently is Natalya and Beth Phoenix taking on the Kabuki Warriors at Mania. I don't really want to see that. I think this belt needs something else other than some legends to come back and hold it for a bit. And I would have the Kabuki Warriors fall apart during the Battle Royal. I would have Kairi get a sneaky elimination on Asuka. This would turn Kairi face, which I think she's a lot better at. I think heel Asuka is such a dominating character that Kairi gets overshadowed. So I would have Kairi step up on that and eliminate Asuka. She just sees a chance to do it, so she does it. Asuka would be furious at this and jump back in the ring, eliminate Kairi, and they brawl all the way out to the back. But the match would eventually be won by Sasha Banks. I think this is far better than her facing Bayley. It's going to put her on that step to facing Bayley, which I would say for the next Mania. Not to get too ahead of myself, but this is the stepping stone to put Sasha on that pedestal. So she wins this Battle Royal by eliminating a fan favourite. I don't know. Natalya, maybe? I don't know, maybe a legend. But Sasha wins, and it's a big deal to close off the kickoff show. Now, moving on to the main card, we have the New Day opening things up. Now, the New Day's current tag run, it's been a bit nothing. Now, I know it has ended in actual reality. Miz and Morrison defeated them at Super Showdown. But in this booking, I would have them keep the belt. Now, I don't know if I want them to beat Miz and Morrison, or for Miz and Morrison to have that nice swerve victory. And then New Day can win it back in the chamber. I don't know. I really don't know what I want. Either or, New Day are the champs walking in to Mania. And yeah, I haven't been too impressed with their tag run as of late. I don't know if it's because Xavier's not there, or the momentum's gone since Kofi dropped the belt to Lesnar, but something just hasn't felt right since, and I wasn't too upset when they lost the belts, to be honest, because I didn't care much about this reign. But anyway, I wouldn't give it to Miz and Morrison, so they would be the champs walking in to Wrestlemania, and they start the main show off by coming out and saying, "We are your 8-time champions," or whatever they are, 7? I can't remember. "We are your 7-time champs, and we don't have a match at Mania. Are you kidding us? Like, you tried to hold us down last year. You're trying to do it this year. It's not going to work. We want a match. Anyone out the back who thinks they can challenge us, come out now." And I would have Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So my logic behind this, now it's not all of Undisputed Era that's coming to SmackDown. I would keep Strong and Cole in NXT, and I'd have them, Fish and O'Reilly, come out and win the tag belts. I think it would be a huge pop in the Tampa Bay, Florida area, the home of NXT. Huge pop. There'd be an NXT crowd there, hopefully, for the Women's Championship match later on in the night. But Undisputed Era coming out and winning the belts off the New Day would be huge. That would put them higher than what they already are. I'd explain this in storyline that they've been sent there by Cole to dominate SmackDown because they've already dominated NXT. They want to start spreading out and dominating more, and I would have Strong go to Raw probably sometime after Black has held the United States title for a little bit. But for the time being, Strong and Cole stay in NXT, and it's just Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly on SmackDown holding these belts for a long time. I want them to hold it for a good long while, at least until next Mania. So, that's what I'd have. Undisputed Era defeat New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Next up is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, I would slightly change what went down at Super Showdown. I would have Bayley and Naomi have their match, but Naomi loses due to outside interference from Carmella, who turns heel She's not too happy about losing to Naomi and losing this opportunity, so she interferes in the Super Showdown match between Bayley and Naomi. Bayley retains. Going into Mania, we're going to have a triple threat between Bayley, Naomi, and Carmella. Now, this isn't going to be an easy victory for Bayley, but it's clear that Naomi and Carmella are not getting along. So they're too focused on each other to really worry about Bayley. So Bayley manages to sneak an easy victory. So she'll retain and set up a sort of program with her and Sasha going on into the future. I kind of want to make a follow-up video sort of discussing some of these ideas. Let me know what you think. So Bayley retains her SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, before the next match, we are interrupted by the ongoing brawl between Asuka and Kairi Sane, which makes its way out to the actual stage, which will hopefully look like a pirate ship, which Kairi Sane will do a huge dive, or she'll throw Asuka off of and then dive off of it. So, cementing her face turn against Asuka, the titles will be vacated and they'll eventually be escorted from the stage. I don't know, because the Kabuki Warriors were okay, but I think Kairi needs to flourish as a babyface, and Asuka's here. Like, they never have really cared too much, like, as evident by the whole feud with Asuka and Becky Lynch. Like, Kairi just took a massive backseat for that, and I think that those belts can do a lot better. So I'd have a tournament sort of set up after Mania to declare new champions, which I'd have Bayley and Sasha win, just so they can hold sort of all the gold on SmackDown sort of thing. I think it'd be really cool. So, yeah, that's that. You know, I don't think I'll do a WrestleMania Fallout video. I'll just sort of address some things in here. So, that would be my idea. Bayley and Sasha holding... Bayley has the SmackDown Women's Championship, and both of them hold the tag belts. Go on a big dominant spree and set a big fall up, sort of. I'd have Sasha win the Royal Rumble next year. This is getting all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going Booker crazy. Anyway, next match. The next match, I would have an 8-man tag team match. So, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and the Viking Raiders versus Rollins, Murphy, and AOP. Now, this match is going to sort of require a bit of weird booking. If Joe, Owens, and the Viking Raiders win, they will all receive title shots. So, Joe and Owens obviously want to go for the WWE Championship. That's their goal. Not to make the US belt seem like a second consolation prize, but if you're going to pick any title, you want to go for the WWE Championship. So they get into a bit of a scuffle about this, and they have a match at Elimination Chamber. Winner gets the title shot. Now, it's a bit weird because it's like they're having a match for something that might not even happen, but I would have Joe win that. So if Joe and his team win this match, he will receive the WWE Championship shot. Owens will receive a US title shot. Now over on the other side, from the point of where Rollins and Murphy win the Raw belt, tag team belts, to Mania, they will relinquish the title, so to speak, and they will have AOP be the holders of those titles. Rollins has his eyes set on the WWE title, and Murphy, being the disciple, will be the US champion. Now, if Rollins, Murphy, and AOP win, because they already have the Raw belts, the Viking Raiders will not be allowed to challenge for the belts ever again if they lose. I know it's a lot of sort of like booking nightmare sort of stuff, but I think that this would add a lot of legitimacy to a match that not a lot of people would care about. I wouldn't care about this match because it's happened so many times on Raw. So I think you need to have some stakes behind it. So I would have Joe, Owens, and the Viking Raiders win. I'd have them all be unsuccessful in their attempts, except the Viking Raiders. I'd have the Viking Raiders beat AOP for the Raw Tag Team titles, and that will happen at, I don't know, Backlash, I guess, is the next show. I don't know. But Joe will fight the WWE Champion, not to spoil anything for later in the video, in an unsuccessful attempt. And Owens will lose to Andrade, but not clean. Zelina will get involved, and Owens will come out looking strong, but he won't walk out with the title. So, bit of a booking nightmare, that match, but I think it would add some stakes to an otherwise dull match. It's like the sort of, what was it, the 8-man tag at, like, WrestleMania 28, was it? Where it was like Kane, Big Show, Kofi, and Santino versus the Core. It just made no sense. No investment. So I'm hoping that would add a little bit to this. So next match, straightforward, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. No Universal Championship. Spoilers, but that's still on The Fiend. I think that dropping... Now look, as much as I love The Fiend, I will admit he didn't need the Universal title. He did not need to be put in that match. And I think The Fiend... It's a lot better if Fiend just goes after people who wronged Bray Wyatt in the past. And I don't think he needed the Universal title. However, what he certainly didn't need was to drop the belt to Goldberg in 3 minutes. Nobody needs that. He got off a lot better than Kevin Owens did, but nonetheless, Reigns versus Goldberg didn't need a belt. If they wanted to put the belt on Roman, they should have just had him beat The Fiend. It wasn't going to be a popular decision, but neither was... Everyone knew immediately what was going to happen the minute the match was announced, let alone when Goldberg won the belt. So I would just have Roman and Goldberg fight it out, and Roman would be the eventual winner. I think to have Goldberg beat Roman is probably not wise, so I'd have Roman go over on Goldberg and have him challenge The Fiend later on down the road, maybe at the next pay-per-view. I'd have him be unsuccessful. I want to talk a bit more about The Fiend and how I'd have him be booked. I'll do that in a different video. But Roman Reigns gets one over on Goldberg, probably in a 10-minute match. I wouldn't give them a hell of a lot of time, but I'd kind of like to see which each one could do. So Reigns, Goldberg, Reigns comes out on top. Next up is The Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Styles has been having a lot of... Despite the fact he's been taking a lot of offensive moves from The Undertaker. I say a lot, 2 chokeslams. He's been winning this feud verbally. But I don't want to see Taker go off just yet. I think the next Mania should be Taker's last one. But as for this particular match, I think Taker should go over on Styles, but Undertaker looks in a bad way after it. He'll be fighting off the OC for most of the match. Maybe an appearance by Kane to help with that. I think that would be cool. But I will get to who I want to fight Taker in his last match a little later. Probably in a different video. Fuck it, I'll just say it now. I'd want to see Taker versus Samoa Joe. I think if Samoa Joe is the one who puts away Taker for good, I think that'd be huge. That'd really help Joe, and that'd really cement him because WWE don't seem keen to put a title on him for whatever reason. They don't want to give him a big push. Being Undertaker's last WrestleMania opponent is something they can't take away from you. So I think that I'd really love to see Taker versus Joe be Taker's last match. But Undertaker versus AJ is going to be huge. I think that match is going to be phenomenal, so to speak. But I would have Undertaker just barely beat AJ Styles in that one. And next up is the NXT Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley taking on Charlotte Flair. And it's probably going to drive everyone crazy. But I'd have this one end in a non-finish. Double count out, double DQ, whatever you want. I'd have it be a non-finish. I think that it would completely be within Rhea Ripley's character to have a match at TakeOver the night before. So she goes into this not exactly 100%. They trade back and forth blows, but ultimately ends in a no contest. And I think putting Charlotte on NXT would be a good move. I don't think she'd win the title. I think in the inevitable rematch, Rhea would come out on top. But I think the feuds that Charlotte could have in NXT would be amazing. Like Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai. You could have her just go down there and be a powerhouse of a heel face, whatever you really wanted to do with her. I think she'd be more of a heel. You know, go to NXT and sort of look down upon everyone. I think that'd be a really good character choice for her because she's kind of done it all on Raw and SmackDown. So I think a stint in NXT where she goes around pretending to be better than everyone because she thinks she is. And I mean, accomplishment-wise, yeah. But I think that'd be a cool approach for Charlotte, who sort of is floundering on the main roster, if I'm being honest. They kind of just put her in there because, oh, look, she's a Flair. I think put her down, or not, I don't want to say down, but I guess it is developmental. But put her in NXT, I think you could work wonders. And I'd say that having a non-finish here would be a lot better of an option than just putting the belt on Charlotte. So Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair ends in a no contest. Next up, I would have The Fiend versus John Cena for the Universal Championship. So very much a sort of flip of what is actually going on. So this match is obviously going ahead, which I wrote this even before that was announced. So I'm kind of impressed with myself, if I'm being honest, guys. Not to toot my horn, it was kind of an obvious thing. So yeah, it's sort of just a flip of what happens. And I would have The Fiend win because John Cena is going off to Hollywood. He is going to try his acting chops for a bit. Have him put The Fiend over proper on his way out. Not forever, but, you know, WrestleMania 30 obviously still looms in the mind. They've even addressed this on television. So yeah, I'd have this huge build-up around Cena and The Fiend. I'd have it kind of just happen how it did. Like, The Fiend just comes out, points at the WrestleMania sign, and that's it. It's done, dusted, writes itself. It definitely fits in with what The Fiend's sort of motto seems, or not motto, but MO seems to be, targeting guys that have wronged Bray Wyatt in some sense. So yeah, I'd have The Fiend go over on Cena and put him in some really, really strong feuds going forward. Not really any big storyline feuds, but, you know, give him an opponent for a pay-per-view that you can tell a good story out of, and then just keep that trend going. And eventually the natural guy will come around that can defeat The Fiend. I personally would have Strowman. I think Strowman and The Fiend could work magic if you build Strowman up enough. So yeah, Fiend wins the belt, and eventually down the track I'd have Strowman be built up. And it'd be a real nice conclusion to the story, because obviously he came in as the Wyatt family, as a part of the Wyatt family, not the entire Wyatt family, but he came in as part of that, and now he's fighting The Fiend for the title, and I think that him beating The Fiend would be huge. It would be a real feel-good moment for Strowman, so I'd have that like way down the track, though. I want The Fiend to sort of go on a big tear. Obviously not happening now, but you catch my drift. So next up is a no-holds-barred match between Edge and Randy Orton. A little bit hesitant to make this a no-holds-barred for obvious reasons, but, I mean, Edge took a fucking concerto. I think he's okay. You don't have to go full extreme with this match. I think Orton would be copying most of the offense, to be honest, and I'd have Edge win in a big... I kind of want Alter Bridge to play him to the ring. I kind of want that. I think Alter Bridge giving a live performance of Edge's theme would be fucking phenomenal. So make it happen. Come on, there's still time. So Edge comes through on the no-holds-barred match. Next up is a 6-man match for the Intercontinental Championship. I would still have Strowman as champion going into this. Obviously, as of Elimination Chamber, that didn't happen. Sami Zayn is now the champion. But in this fantasy booking, Strowman is still the champion. Now, he will be going up against Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, Sheamus, and Shorty G. Now, we're going to see some real fun dynamics in this. We're going to see Corbin sort of go after the smaller guys, Daniel Bryan and Shorty G. We're going to see Sheamus and Cesaro sort of team up a little bit, sort of shades of the Bar. But eventually I would have it end by Sheamus betraying Cesaro and pinning, I don't know, Shorty G. The idea is Strowman is not pinned for his title, but I would put the belt on Sheamus. This, I think this is the best option because Sheamus, this now completes his Grand Slam title thing. I don't know. He's now a Grand Slam champion if he wins the Intercontinental title, and I think he deserves that. Sheamus is... I don't understand why people don't like Sheamus. He's fucking wicked. So yeah, put the belt on Sheamus. You can have him go on a nice little feud with Strowman throughout the summer, and then if you want, build Reigns up a bit and have Reigns beat Sheamus for the title at a SummerSlam or Survivor Series or whatever you want to do. But Sheamus wins no. Have it be a Royal Rumble, because I think if they do the whole triple champion phase, could you imagine Keith Lee versus Sheamus versus Aleister Black? That'd be fucking beautiful. Okay, so they're all going to hold their belts till Survivor Series. So Sheamus wins the belt from Strowman and all the other guys. 6-man Intercontinental title match. Next match. Now, the next match, this one could very well not happen, but could happen at the same time, and that is Rey Mysterio's retirement match. He's teased for a long time that he'll be retiring soon. He has not got many days left in his career. He wants to hand the reins off to his son. And yeah, I can definitely see why he'd want to have a tag match with his son be one of his last matches. But I'd have his last singles match be here, and some would say that it would be fitting for him to go out against Andrade or Angel Garza or even Humberto. But I think that the guy that we're going to have him go up against needs a match at Mania, is in need of a dire storyline change, and would be one hell of a dream match against Rey Mysterio. And that is Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, the reason I picked Nakamura is in this match, we're going to tell a little bit of a story between him and Sami Zayn. Now, him and Sami have been a bit more successful than some of the other odd pairings that they've put Nakamura with. But I want Nakamura to shine on his own and sort of send Sami off. So I would have the match going really well, back and forth pace, both men tearing it up. Eventually Ray starts to get the upper hand. Maybe the ref gets knocked down, I don't know. But Sami goes to interfere and Nakamura stops him. Nakamura goes, no, I want to do this by myself. Sami Zayn's not listening. He goes to hit Ray with a steel chair or something, and Nakamura gives him the Kinshasa. Huge pop. Nakamura has been unbelievable as a heel, but it's been 2 years, and I think freshen things up a bit, turn him into a babyface, have him go on a huge, just a huge run, have him... I'd like to see him versus Fiend, actually. Make him a sort of top contender against the Fiend. I think that'd be really cool. I'd love to see that as a match, actually. I'm realizing stuff now. But yeah, so Nakamura betrays Sami Zayn, sends him off. And Nakamura defeats Ray one-on-one. Fair as anything. Sort of explain it as, Nakamura has a great respect for Rey Mysterio. He's a legend of the business. So that's what I'd have. I'd have Rey defeated in his final match. If you wanted to bring him back for a tag match with his son, then that'd be great. But I'd also have the sort of handing off of the mask in this match. If Dominic's ready. I don't know what the go is. Like I said, this match could be risky. I don't know. But that's what I'd have. Nakamura defeating Rey Mysterio. Final 2 matches now, and first up we have Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. No surprise, I'd have Shayna go over. It seems Shayna's performance in the Chamber has been splitting a lot of people. You get some that look at it as they've just buried 5 people, and then you've looked at it as they've just made a top star. I'm on the more top star of the fence than I am the buried 5 people. I can see where they're coming from, but I think to set Shayna up as this dangerous beast of a woman to fight Becky is the important thing to do. So I'd have her not defeat Becky in quick fashion, but I think to have all these people expecting a good 15-20 minute match and make it under 10 minutes. I'd go under 10 minutes but above 5. And I'd have it end by submission. Of course, this is probably also all set up for Shayna versus Ronda at some point. Becky and Seth are apparently going away after Mania for a little bit, so this is a perfect way to sort of write Becky off television for a bit, have Baszler brutalize her in the match. Break her arm maybe, but nonetheless, Baszler by submission. And of course, the final match, the main event, Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, and no beating around the bush, guys. Of course, Drew will win in the same
Brock need to go all out. It needs to be an all-out war. Now, obviously, again, Brock's title reign hasn't felt like something worth conquering. Obviously, he went into the Royal Rumble and, sort of plowed through that and then came out the other end, eliminated. So I would have put him in a chamber match. I think Brock going through the chamber would be huge. It would be monumental.
seeing Brock tear shit up in the chamber, and then I think that makes Brock look fucking dangerous going against Lesnar. McIntyre, sorry. Lesnar versus Lesnar. I don't even want to think of that. So yeah, McIntyre wins to a big old pop, and everything is right once again until they inevitably have Brock win Money in the Bank again, or whatever they want to do. Send Brock off to do some, I don't know, other feuds out and about, whether he's going to stick around or what's going to happen. Who knows? But nonetheless, guys, I've been going on for 40 minutes. That's how I would have booked WrestleMania 36. I just want to get this video out, get some opinions out. Like I said, I was so hyped to do this video, and then I ran into some technical errors with my computer. Shit happens, guys, unfortunately, but I wanted to get this video out, see what you think, gauge audience reaction. I'm definitely going to be doing a few more of these videos, not necessarily WWE focused, but just focusing on some other movies that I think is sort of similar to how Nando V Movies does things. If you haven't seen anything from Nando V Movies, go check him out. He's absolutely phenomenal when it comes to just rewriting things. So yeah, guys, first video of 2020. I hope it's the first of many. I've still got to do a review of Doctor Who Series 12. Boy, have I got some opinions on that. So if there's any wrestling / Doctor Who fans out there that are watching this video, expect that in the next few days. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. Let me know what you think's going to go down on WrestleMania 36. Do you think it's even going to go ahead? What with the current pandemic situation that we're in? Pandemic? Did I say it right? I don't know. It's like 1:15 in the morning, and I'm just rambling at this point. Been a while since I've been on camera, guys. I'm very excited. Let's make 2020 the year where I actually start uploading consistently. So you never know, guys. Let me know what you guys want to see from the channel. Yeah, some exciting things hopefully coming in 2020, guys. Stay tuned. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that cool shit. Much respect to everyone who made it to this point. Please share amongst your friends. Thank you guys for watching. Ta-ta.